Hello everyone. I'm Divya Palidra, and today is on the post-colonial studies paper. My presentation topic is a double edge of violence, finance radical vision in the wretched of the earth. So, let's begin. So, here is my academic informations, table of content, which we will discuss in detail. And here, my research question is, how does Franz Fanon's The Wretched of the Earth conceptualize violence as both a psychological necessity and a political instrument of decolonization? And to what extent does this dual vision challenge or reinforce the moral boundaries of liberation movements? And my hypothesis is Fanon's representation of violence in The Wretched of the Earth functions as a therapeutic mechanism for the colonized psyche and a strategic force of revolutionary transformation. Yet, its radical framing risk romanticizing violence, thereby revealing the paradox at the heart of decolonial ethics, the tension between liberation and humanism. So this is introduction about Franz Fanon and his novel, his work, The Wretched of the Earth. It's already about on the Wretched of the Earth, like a controversial manifesto, anti-colonial thoughts. As Bhumi mentioned in her presentation earlier. So I skip this. Historical context: colonial Algeria and the roots of violence. Colonial Algeria, 1830 to 1962. Algeria was under French colonial rule for over 130 years, characterized by systematic political, economic, and cultural oppression, land disposition, and economic exploitation. Indigenous Algerians were often removed from fertile lands which were given to European settlers, creating structural inequalities, cultural erasures like French language, education, and also religion were imposed to suppress the local identity and heritage. The FLN and the War of Independence, 1954 to 1962, National Liberation Front (FLN), formed in 1954 to unify Algerian nationalist movement, guerrilla tactic, urban and rural campaign, and mobilization of civilians challenged the French authority. And violence became a tool of resistance, reflecting both the necessity of breaking colonial control and asserting national identity. And here, French colonial response: the French military employed counterinsurgency measures, including torture, mass assaults, forced relocations, and psychological warfare. The Battle of Algiers, 1956 to 7, highlighted brutal suppression methods, drawing international attention and also condemnation. Then, connection to Fanon's argument: Fanon, working as a psychiatrist, as we all know, in Algeria, witnessed first hand the psychological and social trauma of colonial violence. He argued that such pervasive violence made armed resistance both politically necessary and also psychological liberating for the colonized. Here, violence is a therapeutic. Fanon's call colonialism as a structural violence. Fanon's asserts that colonialism itself is an institutionalized system of violence, political domination, economic exploitation, and psychological degradation. The colonized live in what Fanon terms Manichaean world, divide between the powerful and the powerless, where the colonizers' existence depend on the negation of the native. Hence, counter-violence is not born out of moral corruption, but as a necessary reaction, the only means to dismantle colonial hierarchy and reclaim humanity. So here, the quote is: "Decolonization is always a violent phenomenon." I borrowed from the original text of Fanon, "The Wretched of the Earth." Continue here. Violence is a psychological liberation, like a colonialism as a spiritual violence. Violence is a therapeutic violence, also psychological liberation in many peoples. And how Fanon and how human Fanon how Fanon decolonize of their people. So here the violence is a collectivizing force, and violence is the political necessity, rejection of peaceful negotiation. Fanon dismisses peaceful negotiation under colonial rules as empty and unequal, arguing that the colonizer only understand the language of force, since colonialism operates through power, not a morality. But liberation cannot arise from a dialogue or a diplomacy, armed struggle, and political recognition. Violence becomes the political language of decolonization, as we know, transforming the colonized from passive victims to active agents of history. The FLN, Front Liberation Nation, in Algeria demonstrated this shift through guerrilla struggle. It forced both France and international bodies to acknowledge Algeria's political legitimacy. And from revolt to sovereignty, for Fanon, violence is not mere destruction but a creative force that reconstruct identity and nationhood. Yet he warns of post-independence dangers. The national bourgeoisie may reproduce the colonial hierarchy unless revolutionary consciousness endures. And here, the danger of oversimplification, here as the critic, reducing decolonization to violence. Oversimplifying decolonization as violent ignores its complexity. Fanon argued that violence can reclaim agency, but not all struggles are violent. Then a cycle of post-independence authoritarianism, emphasizing violence may legitimize the authoritarian rule of post-independence. Like Gandhi warned that violence breeds trauma and militarism. And then neglect of non-violent alternative, ignoring models like Gandhian civil disobedience reduces decolonization to conflict. Non-violent resistance offers ethical, effective alternatives. So here, key takeaways and critical reflection. Like decolonization is a complex, not only violent, reducing it to bloodshed oversimplifies history. Then violence is a tool to may lead to cycle of authoritarianism and societal trauma of post-independence. Non-violent alternative like such as the Gandhian civil disobedience shows that liberation can be ethical and effective. Fanon's insight remains relevant today. Here, liberation requires both structural changes and attention to human agency. And a critical reminder: understanding decolonization demands acknowledging multiple strategies and their long-term consequences. And in conclusion, Fanon's The Wretched of the Earth reveals the double-edged nature of violence. It can be a powerful tool for liberation, enabling the oppressed to reclaim agency and dignity. Yet it also carries the risk of perpetuating trauma, authoritarianism, and instability. His radical vision urges a critical understanding of decolonization not as a simple call to arms, but as a complex process where the pursuit of justice must balance revolutionary action with the long-term goal of building inclusive democratic society. So my learning outcome is understanding the dual nature of violence, recognize how violence in decolonization can function as both a liberating and destructive force within the post-colonial context. And second one is analyze Fanon's radical vision, like critically examine Fanon's argument that revolutionary violence restores agency and identity to the oppressed while questioning its ethical and psychological implication. And third one is evaluate post-colonial and ethical dimension, as is how the use of violence in liberation movement shapes post-independence governance, trauma, and the balance between non-violent alternative and revolutionary actions. So this is my references, and thank you. If you have any questions, then ask.
My question is that why does Fanon consider violence necessary in the process of decolonization, and can it really help restore the dignity of the colonized?
So, Fanon's idea of violence is necessary because colonized people are struggle and suffer in that era. So decolonization finance says decolonization is mostly effect on a phenomenon like what people are struggling and suffering. So it's maybe dignity of colonites.
So, Divya, my question is, what are the risks of relying too heavily on finance idea of violence, and how should we think about its use today?
Yes, Fanon's idea of violence is powerful, but oversimplifying it can be also dangerous. Like Gandhian idea of post independence violence is violence is not like that, but Fanon argues that and critique on that, and then Fanon's idea of violence is think about today's all over operations and struggle and all those things. So this is from my side, and thank you.